And now to our second exclusive story tonight. A woman shot by a stray police bullet is taking yet another unusual legal avenue to try to find out the name of the officer who pulled the trigger. And it could have far-reaching implications for the laws that currently keep those names secret.
My client has a freestanding constitutional right to know the name of her assailant.
But when it's a police officer pulling the trigger, lawyer Michael Moon says the current laws protect the cop over the victim.
If he's allowed to do this under the law, then we don't like the law, and we're challenging the law itself.
Suzan Zreik was shot in the spine by a stray police bullet while standing inside her Mississauga home, while a deadly police confrontation raged outside. Both Peel Police and the SIU have concluded officers did no wrong. But the name of the officer who pulled the trigger is protected by the Police Services Act. Zreik's lawyer is fighting the constitutionality of that act, saying it grants such vast discretion to the SIU that it constitutes favorable treatment to police and in consequence imposes discriminatory treatment upon victims of police violence. In fact, the application argues that this federal victims' rights law, introduced by the Harper government, takes priority over the Provincial Police Services Act.
The focus that the SIU or that section gives on protecting the identity against all other things of the police officers involved is inconsistent with the statutory guarantees provided by the Canadian Victims' Bill of Rights. The Victims' Bill of Rights trumps the Police Services Act.
This is the same lawyer representing the same woman who yesterday, we told you, was taking the SIU to court in a bid to overturn their decision not to lay charges against the police officer who fired off that potentially deadly stray bullet.
My client has the right to know the name of the person that shot her. And to the extent that the Police Services Act is inconsistent with the federal act wins out. It's paramount, and therefore she should be entitled to know.
And so the investigations by both Peel Police and the SIU have cleared the officers involved that night of any wrongdoing. But how they came to that conclusion, the public reports, they've never been made public, rather. The Peel Police Services Board refused to comment today. The SIU says it will not comment because the case is now before the courts.